A publicity stunt that nearly brought Boston to a standstill has led to criminal charges and possibly lawsuits. Peter Shankman of the Geek Factory joined us with some other wild examples of marketers thinking outside the box. Peter joined us live in New York. Thanks for doing this, sir. How are you doing?
My pleasure. How are you?
What is guerrilla advertising, and is what we saw, are these lighted boards a good example of this?
They're a very good example of what guerrilla marketing is, and it's nothing new. You know, War of the Worlds was nothing more than a publicity stunt, and that was, decades ago. The difference is now is that, unfortunately, we do live in a little different time. And the motto in all the cities is, if you see something, say something. And somebody said something. Of course, the irony is somebody said something 2 weeks after the event actually started, and had it not been said, it probably would have been a failure as a publicity stunt.
Were they up in New York, and what was the response there?
They were up in New York, and the cops saw them, and the cops took them down, and they were probably destroyed. And it was, for whatever reason, disasters like this don't just happen. They're a series of events. So someone saw it, called the cops called the bomb squad a news camera crew was listening to a police scanner. They ran over, and it's national news 5 minutes later.
So what was the idea behind this? Is this a generational thing? Do some people get that icon and see what the association is?
They do. It's an icon. It's an awareness campaign. They're called brand awareness campaigns, and basically what they're designed to do is they're designed to put the image in the consumer's mind and make the consumer remember it, and they'll say, oh yeah, I saw that. Let me go watch it. It's on Adult Swim tonight at 11:30 or whatever time it's on. And they're usually done really well. My agency does them for clients all over the globe. The problem is that sometimes things aren't what they appear to be, or aren't thought of as what they appeared to be. There have been situations in New York where someone threw out a VCR and threw it in the garbage, and there were some wires sticking out of it, and someone thought it was a bomb. Right. So you just sort of have to think it through. I think the agency didn't think it through enough, because as funny as it was, and as benign as it was considered, you have to imagine, okay, well, the bomb squad closed down the Mass Ave Bridge. What happens if someone living near the Mass Ave Bridge has a heart attack and needs to get to the hospital and can't get over the bridge and dies? Yeah.
Well, do these guys have a perfect built-in defense? They say somebody told me to do this. How high up the corporate chain do you go for responsibility?
For events like this, the buck will stop with Turner. Because in the end, the people who approved the campaign worked for the Cartoon Network, and the Cartoon Network is owned by Turner. And so no matter who approved it, they were doing it under the auspices of Turner Broadcasting. And I think that if Turner is smart, and they've done, they've said their apologies they had them on Adult Swim last night, and they made a corporate statement yesterday as well. If they're smart, they'll call the city of Boston, they'll say, hey, sorry, here's a lot of money to cover the cost of the bomb squad and to cover the cost of the police, and can't we all just get along? And in the end, no one at Turner will ever admit this, and no one in their right mind should, and I would never tell my clients to admit this in this situation, but the $1 million that they'll pay in fines and in fees is a drop in the bucket compared to the amount of publicity. I checked Google before I came here. Over 2,800 stories in the past 12 hours. Oh, all attributing.
Yeah, and there's no such thing as bad publicity, I guess. 10 seconds. Did these guys acquit themselves well in their appearance after the court appearance today, when they just sort of goofed on people?
They're really the only thing Turner should be worried about right now. Turner should be sending a hit squad to keep them quiet.
Peter Shankman, who wrote a book called Can We Do That? Outrageous PR Stunts and Why Your Company Needs Them. Peter, thanks for your time.
Pleasure's mine.